So, okay, good morning. I'm back with a butterfly and caterpillar update. I brought my cage in last night because it got down to 50 degrees and I was afraid they'd get too cold, and so I just wanted them in the house, so I brought them in. George is laughing at me. This caterpillar, this fellow, is another black swallowtail caterpillar that I found out on the same dill plant that I cut down to bring in the first one. That first one is in a chrysalis, and what I'll reach in, it's right here. This is what it looks like. Whoops, this is not a great picture. I'm sitting here in front of the dining room window. I don't know, it's not a great picture. I was worried about this. We took it to the butterfly house that I was mentioning. We found this wonderful place in Westland, this nursery in Westland, a greenhouse that has a butterfly house run by the Southeast Michigan Butterfly Association, and there are volunteers and very knowledgeable people in there. So he was attached to the stick, and I took the stick up there. I took it up there attached to the stick, and they peeled it off and tested it, kind of bent it and everything, and they looked it up, and they said they thought this was a viable chrysalis and that a butterfly would come out. They seem to think it's going to overwinter. But if it comes out, it will come out probably in the next week or so. So I'm just leaving it here in the bottom of the cage. They say it's no problem, that it's not on the stick anymore. I'll put it down here again, and maybe you can maybe it'll show up a little bit better here, but that's what it looks like. So I'm going to put him back in the corner. I'm going to put my stick in here again after my Monarch chrysalis hopefully hatches a nice Monarch butterfly. We found this caterpillar, when? I don't know. Over the weekend, I think. I just happened to notice a tiny, tiny little caterpillar. We found this one at a much younger stage than the other one. Though when we found the first one, it looked kind of like this, only smaller. And when we found this one looked brown and white, and it had a white band across the middle of it. Not very long out of the egg, and so it was pretty neat. So of course I brought it in here again. I changed my little method here. I bought some flower tubes from a florist instead of my saran wrap over the top of this jar. I'm not sure how much better it's working. I might go back to the other method, for another caterpillar next year or something if I find it. But he's just eating. He's resting at the moment. So I don't know. I'm hoping he'll make it all the way through to a butterfly too. There shouldn't be any reason why he won't. The other chrysalis, it looks kind of brown and sort of shriveled. It's just kind of weird looking. I thought it looked bad, but apparently that's one of the color variations that chrysalis will assume. Others, I guess, can be bright green or a lighter kind of tan brown. This one pretty much matches the color of the stick, but I guess that's not really a determining factor. It just depends. They don't really know why some of them are some colors and others aren't, and I guess that one is perfectly normal. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so let's go up here. I had kind of a disaster during this past week with the cage. It blew off the table that I had it sitting on. I forgot to put it down and secure it before we left to go somewhere with George's mom, who was visiting this week. And so, let's see, I don't know the best way to show it. It had attached itself on the top of the cage, and when the cage fell, it blew off. And so now I've got it pinned up here. And this isn't too bad of a view. You can kind of see see if I can turn it a little bit. You can kind of see, this sort of slanty line up here on the top, just sort of to the left of the gold. That's a wing. You can kind of see the outline of a wing. The skin of this chrysalis is actually clear, and so what we're seeing is the green, metamorphosizing caterpillar in there still. And I guess as this gets closer to eclosing, the butterfly is going to turn black and orange inside of there, and we'll be able to see that. Now, I guess the outer skin of this chrysalis is actually clear. I can't remember if I just said that. So when you start to see a butterfly look in butterfly colors, I guess that's the clue that it will just be a very short time before the butterfly emerges. And so I was freaking out when it came off the top of the cage and when it came down, because unlike this swallowtail chrysalis, this one has to hang, and the butterfly has to emerge from the chrysalis when it's hanging. Otherwise it'll die. And so I had to find a way really quick to get it reattached. I had first tried taping it back to the top of the cage using the silk that it used to attach it to the cage. There's kind of a lot, I don't know, you can't really see it, but there's like a black stem of the chrysalis, and then there's some silk that was used to bind it to the top of this cage, and it's really strong. And so I put a straight pin through it. Maybe I'll show you through the top. I've got it pinned up here with a straight pin, and that method was after I tried numerous different varieties of tape to tape it back up there, but the tape wouldn't hold. And so when there was a very anxious, half an hour or so when I was trying to figure out how in the heck I'm going to get this thing back hanging up, and hopefully falling didn't damage it. It still looks healthy. There's nothing dripping out of this. I think it's still good, but you never know. Hopefully, hopefully it's going to be okay. It went into this butterfly, or this caterpillar that you saw in the other video, first hung in a J shape for an entire day off the top of the cage. He just hung, and then he went into he formed this chrysalis, and that took another day, and that was last Friday. So according to what I'm reading, it'll be 9 days, which would be tomorrow if the butterfly is going to be, well, I can't remember which one it is now. 9 days if it's a female or male, and 10 days if it's a female or male, depending on which one it is. So if it stays on schedule, I should. Well, it may be tomorrow or Monday or even Tuesday. And I guess the big clue is that it's going to, it'll turn dark, through the clear outer, kind of hard plastic shell. You'll be able to see the black and orange butterfly wings and part of the black abdomen or body. And then it splits, and the butterfly climbs out and hangs there for a few hours, pumping fluid into its wings and then letting the wings dry out, and then it'll be ready to fly away. And I figure I'll just take it back out to my garden then and let it go out there. I still got some blooms on my butterfly bush, and there's a couple other plants I have back there that are still blooming. So I'm hoping he'll have a place to go and get something to eat, right after he's ready to start flying away. So that's the update. And yeah, that's not according to my screen here, that's not a terrible view of the chrysalis here. You can actually see him kind of good in there through the skin. It's really beautiful. I'm moving it in close, but there are these jewel-like dots around the back of it. I mean, it just looks golden. It's sparkling almost. And there we go. There you can see it, around the back, kind of in a horizontal line there, starting just under the head of the pin. And then at the bottom, there are a few dots as well. I guess that's the head of the butterfly is down at the bottom. And I guess those sparkly dots at the bottom are positioned approximately where the eyes are, which is something I read. I don't know if that's true or not. But everything's all quiet in here this morning. I was so shocked to find another caterpillar. And I was happy to bring him in at an earlier stage than the other one, because I'm hoping, again, that we didn't have any wasp problems with it. And so I don't know. This one will either come out immediately or it'll overwinter too. We'll have to see what happens. But those are dill plants that he's sitting on. And earlier this morning he chowed down a huge branch that was kind of coming off horizontal right by where his head is, right at the top of him. So it's kind of neat. But anyway, thought I would send you an update. And with any luck at all, I'll be around to see, one of these come out or eclose, from the chrysalis. If not, we'll just have to maybe try again, try again next year. But I just don't see how I can take vacation time to do that. Maybe I can figure out a way to work from home and sort of keep an eye on it, early in the week or something. I was thinking about going over to Ann Arbor and getting my computer and bringing it home so I could work from home on Monday, but there's a dang football game over there that starts at noon. I won't be able to get within, 10 miles of my office, which is, right across the street from the stadium. So not today, maybe tomorrow. We'll have to see. I don't know. So anyway, hope things are good with you guys. We'll talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.